Venezuela is home to the largest proven oil reserves on Earth. By every economic model, this natural wealth should have guaranteed stability, growth, and dignity for generations. Few countries in modern history have been given such an advantage. Yet Venezuela stands today as one of the clearest examples of how abundance can exist alongside suffering, not because resources were absent, but because responsibility was. For much of the 20th century, oil reshaped Venezuela's destiny. Once a country of farmers and small industries, it rapidly became an oil-exporting giant. Revenue flowed in, cities expanded, imports replaced local production. Oil paid for food, fuel, medicine, infrastructure, and social programs. Life improved visibly and quickly. But beneath that progress, a dangerous dependency was forming. As oil wealth grew, other sectors quietly weakened. Agriculture declined, factories closed, skills were lost. Why invest in domestic production when oil money could buy everything from abroad? The economy slowly narrowed, until oil was no longer just an asset. It was the only pillar holding the system upright. That pillar could not hold forever. When global oil prices fell, the illusion collapsed. Without diversification, Venezuela had no buffer. Government income shrank dramatically. Imports slowed. Shortages appeared. The economy, built on a single commodity, had no alternative path forward. What had once looked like prosperity was revealed to be fragility. Political decisions accelerated the damage. The state tightened control over key industries, including the National Oil Company. These moves were framed as efforts to protect national wealth and promote equality. In reality, they stripped institutions of independence and professionalism. Technical experts were replaced by political loyalists. Maintenance budgets were cut. Infrastructure decayed. Oil production, the country's lifeline, began to fall year after year. Corruption thrived in this environment. Billions in oil revenue disappeared through mismanagement, patronage networks, and opaque deals. Funds meant for hospitals, schools, and infrastructure never reached their destinations. Accountability faded. Public trust eroded. What remained was a system that consumed wealth without building resilience. To control the unfolding crisis, the government imposed strict price controls and currency restrictions. In theory, these measures aimed to protect citizens. In practice, they destroyed incentives to produce. Farmers could not cover costs. Businesses operated at a loss or shut down entirely. Imports became bureaucratic nightmares. Shelves emptied. Lines formed before dawn. Food became scarce. Medicine became precious. Ordinary routines turned into daily survival strategies. As revenue continued to decline, the state turned to money printing. The result was hyperinflation, one of the worst in modern history. The national currency lost value at a pace that defied comprehension. Salaries became meaningless within weeks. Savings vanished overnight. A lifetime of work could no longer buy a bag of rice. Teachers, doctors, engineers, and civil servants, once the backbone of society, were reduced to choosing between food and transport. Many skipped meals. Parents gave their portions to their children. Elderly citizens searched through trash for scraps in a country sitting atop oceans of oil. Hospitals ran without electricity. Surgeries were postponed indefinitely. Simple infections became fatal. Pharmacies stood empty. Power outages darkened entire cities. Clean water became unreliable. What had once been a functioning state slowly unraveled into exhaustion. The human cost reached far beyond economics. Families were torn apart as millions fled the country. Mothers sent children across borders alone. Fathers stayed behind, hoping conditions would improve. Entire professions vanished as skilled workers left in search of dignity. This was not migration driven by ambition. It was escape driven by necessity. This collapse did not come from natural disaster or foreign invasion. It came from choices, from dependence over planning, from control over competence, from short-term power over long-term responsibility. Venezuela's crisis is not the result of a lack of resources. It is the result of a system that treated wealth as endless and accountability as optional. The lesson is painfully clear. Natural riches do not create prosperity on their own. Without strong institutions, transparency, and economic balance, wealth can rot from the inside until it becomes a burden rather than a blessing. The oil is still there. The people paid the price. And their story remains one of the most heartbreaking reminders that a nation can be rich beneath the ground and broken above it.